Fashion brand founders, this is the definitive fashion case study on how we made 4.4 million in ad sales from spending 463,000 in 1 year with the bestseller ad strategy. So within the 1 year is October 22nd, 2023 to October 22nd, 2024. I'll zoom in on the ad account results so you can see here on the right. So you can see 463,000 spent, 9.48 ROAS, 4.4 million in ad sales. You see, most fashion brands struggle to scale not because they have bad products, but because they don't know exactly how to get new customers to buy their products profitably on a predictable and consistent basis. Now, the only purpose of the bestseller ad strategy, the only purpose of it is to help fashion brands who have product market fit, meaning products that the market demands, scale in the quickest, most efficient, and profitable way possible. To do this, the strategy focuses on getting new customers, not remarketing or retargeting existing customers and audiences. So on average, we spend 96% of the ad spend on top of funnel campaigns to get new customers and 4% on remarketing and retargeting on the middle and bottom of funnel. Now, in this case study, we only have one retargeting campaign on bottom of funnel. And in this entire year, we've only spent 25,000, 26,000 on it. That's just 5.5% of the entire yearly ad spend, right? 26,000 divided by 463,000 is 5.5%. So that means 94%, 95% of ad spend was spent on top of funnel campaigns to get new customers. The reasoning behind this is very simple. There are infinitely more strangers than existing customers. The fashion market size in the US alone is roughly between 197 to 359 billion. But to keep it simple, let's just say it's over 300 billion. Within the overall fashion market, every single fashion brand in the US occupies a piece of the market, unless they go out of business. So for example, this is the brand we're working with. This is the fashion market size. These are the ones in red are competitors. So for example, if a brand is doing 3 million a year and the fashion market size is over 300 billion, the brand occupies around or less than 0.001% of the market. This means most of the market doesn't even know the brand exists yet. And that is where the opportunity is, turning those strangers into new customers at scale. By doing so, the brand occupies more of the market as it converts more and more strangers into new customers. That is what scale means. Whereas if a brand focuses on remarketing or retargeting their existing audience and customers, they won't be scaling at the rate they want. Now here I illustrate the consequences that happen if that's the case. You see, they may get sales easily and ROAS may be high in the short term, but the truth is the ROAS is just inflated. But then at some point, the ad sales start to fatigue, plateau, and then eventually decline. The reason this happens is at a certain point, their existing audience and customers can't spend enough compared to the volume of ads being spammed at them. In other words, there's not enough new sales volume from new customers coming in. So when the brand tries to raise ad spend, everything breaks. And to make matters worse, they aren't just being remarketed to by ads. They're also being remarketed to by other channels like email and SMS. So you can imagine the spam they are receiving as a result of this. This leads to further issues like the founder thinks they have to keep releasing new collections or products in order to get their ROAS back up and keep scaling, which is extremely time consuming and not scalable and risky on cash flow. Number two, their customers and existing audiences complain and perhaps even leave the brand out of frustration and annoyance. All of these issues can be avoided simply by focusing on getting new customers into the brand. Second, new customer acquisition growth. The second reason why the bestseller ad strategy is focused on getting new customers is what we call new customer acquisition growth. If the ads are getting new customers profitably, meaning it covers all online variable costs like costs, COGS of goods sold, shipping, and ad spend, that profit can then be reinvested into ads to get more new customers profitably. So basically, new customers are now funding the ads to get more new customers instead of the brand funding it out of pocket. That is what new customer acquisition growth means. The best part is there's technically no ceiling to this because, again, there are infinitely more strangers than existing customers. The concept of ad budget becomes almost irrelevant. It's not about we budgeted this much for ads, so we can only spend this much anymore. This is a limiting mindset. It's more about as long as we are getting new customers profitably and hitting KPIs, keep spending and scaling. This is a scaling mindset. That is exactly what's achieved here. So you can see in this image over here, we're spending on average $40 to get a new customer that spends $464 on average. So you can see on the right, cost per result on average, right? 40, 35, 36, 37. And the average order value that a new customer is spending is like $400, $411, $365, etc. The brand's AOV is over $300. It's nothing cheap. At this acquisition cost of around $40, the brand is very profitable after their COGS, shipping, processing fees, ad spend, and other online variable costs. The profit made from new customers is then reinvested into the ads to get more new customers profitably, allow them to quickly scale using new customer acquisition growth. Now, track record and background. We use the bestseller ad strategy to get this result in this case study and results for over 15 fashion brands for over 4 years. As you can see, some of them here. Over 16 fashion founders have made testimonials on the results they have gotten with the bestseller ad strategy. You can check it out on this page below this video once you're done going through this. For example, Chris Fry, a co-owner of Nonchalant Label. Within the first year of working with us, they are almost up 400%. I won't go through each of them individually, but you can see all of them below this video of how the ROAS increased, they're scaling profitably, etc. Right? Literally video testimonials from fashion founders like yourself. Now, I'm Brandon, one of the co-founders of Digiceptual. We specialize in scaling fashion brands. You see, Erwin, that's my co-founder on the left, and me on the right, and also the one you see on the screen right now. Our core concept is most fashion brands struggle to scale, not because they have bad products, but because they don't know exactly how to get new customers to buy their products profitably on a predictable and consistent basis. The bestseller ad strategy is designed to solve this problem for fashion brands who have product market fit to help them scale in the quickest, most efficient, and profitable way possible. So we just covered the core purpose of the bestseller ad strategy. Now we'll cover exactly how we execute the strategy that gets results like the one in this case study. Now, scaling with bestsellers. This is perhaps one of the most important parts, and how just by doing this can save you hundreds of thousands, if not millions, in cash from being wasted. The products we focus on advertising and scaling to get new customers are the brand's bestseller products, hence the name of the strategy. Here's why. The bestsellers are bestsellers in the first place because they have demand in the market, aka product market fit. Since they already have demand, we simply concentrate on that in our ads to scale. We don't diversify ad spend on products that have little to no demand because we can't force the market to buy something they don't actually want. The market spends with their wallets, not their words. So if part of the market is always spending their money on certain products, bestsellers, that means the rest of the market, strangers, will also spend money on them. Here's an example. In the image above is one of our DPA bestseller ads that's still live to this day. So you can see the last significant edit to it was on January 2nd, 2024. This one we spent $63,000, 9.89 ROAS at a 626K return within the time frame of this case study. Right? So side note, DPA ads work great on new audiences for brands that have higher AOV like this one. I will dive into what kind of ads we use that work and why later. The last time we made an edit to the ad is January 2nd, 2024 when we were testing. Once we saw it's a winner, we just scaled it up. For 10 months, it's generated $626,000, return from $63,000 spent, like I mentioned earlier, at a 9.89 ROAS on new customers, and it's still scaling to this day without changing a single thing on the ad. This happens because we concentrate on the demand instead of diversifying from it. A common misconception is thinking diversifying lowers risk, but that can't be further from the truth. If the brand already has product market fit, what actually lowers risk is to concentrate on what works and not diversify. Diversify from what works increases risk, contrary to popular belief. Here's another example. Now, this is an interview with Mike Amiri. Mike Amiri, the founder of the fashion house Amiri, shared key points of what helped him grow once he had product market fit, and one of them is that he focused on his best sellers. And keep in mind, this was before his brand became the fashion house it is today. So within this video, if you just search on Mike Amiri interview on YouTube, from around 21 minutes, this is what he said. Instead of trying to sell a bunch of things, I just kept refining the 6 items I had. It was a pair of jeans, t-shirt, flannel, leather jacket, hoodie, literally my hit singles on a record. It was the foundation of what we eventually built into Parisian runway shows. From 21 minutes and 40 seconds timestamp. It was great because I got to focus on making them better and better and better. Also to understand the audience a bit more and understand my own creative direction. So it was really an intense focus on those that really helped. Even to this day, most of Amiri's best-selling items are still the core 6 items he started with. Here's another example with Chanel and one of their core bestsellers, the number 5 perfume, right? The number 5 Chanel fragrance was released on May 5th, 1921, and to this day, it is still one of Chanel's top bestseller fragrances. And we can infer this by the amount of ads that's been running and still being run with the number 5 in it, right? For example, this is an ad from 1993. This is a 2022 ad. This is a 2024 ad. And you probably have seen number 5 ads countless times, and there's a clear reason for it, whether it be airports, billboards, by the bus stations, everything. Now, just because Chanel can spend tons of money on ads doesn't mean they spend without reason. If the number 5 wasn't a bestseller, it wouldn't be advertised for the past 103 years straight. Now, the secret flywheel effect from scaling with bestsellers. So here's a chart. As we are advertising and scaling bestsellers profitably, the brand can then reinvest the profits into keep scaling the ads because of new customer acquisition growth, buy more bestseller stock because they know it is in demand, so it will 100% move without collecting dust in the warehouse and tying up cash. And we can keep on advertising bestsellers since there's always stock. Improve their bestsellers to increase the value, which further increases demand, and make similar products with proven elements by expanding off bestsellers, and make more bestseller creatives from ads. It's a flywheel system that compounds the more we do it. Now here, I'll break down the flywheel effect. So buying more bestseller inventory because it will sell. One of the biggest killers to a fashion brand is being overstocked with products that don't sell or don't sell quickly because it restricts cash flow. Restricted cash flow causes immense stress because founders are juggling payroll, suppliers, inventory overhead, and a myriad of other costs involved. And you may have experienced restricted cash flow once or multiple times and can understand the stress it causes. If products overstock, the brand is usually forced to run discounts and damage the brand in order to free up cash flow. By concentrating on bestsellers, brands can avoid this killer and instead just buy bigger quantities with confidence because they know the demand's there and it will sell fast. Then on the ad side, we can keep scaling because we know the brand can meet the demand. Many of our clients, including the one in this case study, always have on average 80% of their stock in bestsellers, and they sleep peacefully since they know it will sell. For example, one of the best sellers for this fashion brand is a black dress. In one of our campaigns, we have multiple variations of it getting results, as you can see in the ad account. So for example, this ad, we've spent like $82 at 157 ROAS. This is an outlier at a 12.9K return. This one we spent $254, 46 ROAS at 12K return, etc., etc. Knowing this, the brand makes sure they always have the bestseller in stock so we can keep meeting the demand on ads. Second, expanding our bestsellers. What we mean by the brand making similar products with proven elements from bestsellers is that bestsellers have certain patterns that make them successful. It could be the color, the design, the silhouette, etc. These are patterns we help spot with the brand so they can take these patterns and apply to new collections or products they want to release. For example, if we see that the brand's bestsellers are all light colors like white and baby pink dresses, then we advise the brand to use light colors like white and baby pink for new collections they are planning. Again, this reduces the risk of releasing failed products because they are concentrating on proven elements that work and applying it to new products. Here's an example using Chanel's number 5 perfume again. They took what's proven in the number 5 ad and number 5 perfume and then expanded off that by creating new products that have higher chances of selling, right? So here's the original bestseller, and they created 4 variations of it, of the bestseller. However, Chanel doesn't just stop there. Here's how they expanded off the bestsellers even more. They made travel sizes with the variations of the number 5. So here's the number 5, right? Expanded off that, and then expanded off that even more. Nothing changed about the core bestseller itself, just the sizing. Suddenly, they unlocked more sales without almost any risk. Again, they just expand off their bestsellers. They take what works and make new products with it. Next, make bestseller creatives. Most of the creatives the brand makes are new variations and angles of the bestsellers because it makes testing creative simple. Let's say the audience is proven and the product is proven, which is the bestsellers, but the new ad doesn't convert. We know it's 100% of the ad because of the creative. It's 100% of the creative, which is the ad, since that's the only change. Then the brand just makes new variations and angles of their bestsellers until we find the winners. They aren't wasting resources on creatives to try to sell products with no demand. The brand in this case study literally just makes creative variations of their bestsellers based on our advice. It's a simple rinse and repeat process. Now, using this ad set again, the brand is just making variations and angles of this specific black dress bestseller, and here are the 4 winners that we are scaling, as you can see here. We know the proven audiences, we know the product has demand, so the reason it converts is 100% because of the bestseller creative. Again, a similar principle channel used for number 5. Usually, the only thing that changes in the ad is the celebrity or the model. The number 5 bestseller always stays the same, as you can see here, right? Here's number 5, 5, 5, 5. Product stays the same. The only thing that changes is just the model and a celebrity. Now, the traffic channel is Meta. The case study specifically focuses on Meta because that is the platform we manage for this specific fashion brand, and it's also the one we specialize in. They already are doing well with Google, but they neglected Meta for too long and wanted to scale in this channel. In the beginning, they were just retargeting anyone who added to cart last 20 days. That has been a bit thin, so I'll just explain it. I highlighted the frequency in the ad, which was 18.06 frequency, meaning a person sees the ad on average 18.6 times, 0.06 times. That is massive spam and can get the ad account banned. Now, Meta is still the best platform for fashion brands to get new customers at scale, even though after the iOS changes, and despite all the chatter saying Meta's glory days are over and it's tough to stay scale now, quote unquote. Now, I do agree that the former glory days are over, but it just takes a different approach now to succeed on Meta instead of just whining. They're still one of the biggest social platforms to ever exist. And part of what keeps them big is that they consolidate competition. Now, what I mean by that is this. Meta doesn't like other social platforms taking their market share. You see, when Instagram became popular, Meta acquired it. When Snapchat became popular, Meta tried to acquire it, but Snapchat refused. So Meta just stole Snapchat's core feature and called it Facebook and Instagram Stories. When TikTok became popular with its video features, Meta stole it and created Instagram Reels. Even with Twitter, when Twitter rebranded as X, Meta released their new app Threads to compete with it. So instead of spreading resources thin to try and scale in every platform that exists, it's better to concentrate ad spend on the biggest platforms because they have the most data and the biggest audience, which means the biggest scale long term. Now, to quickly touch upon TikTok, we don't scale on TikTok because this fashion brand's average order value, AOV, is over $100. From extensive testing, we found that if a fashion brand has an average order value over $100, it doesn't scale efficiently and profitably on TikTok as of this moment. The audience that spends over $100 aren't spending their time on TikTok. Now, campaign ad set and ad structure. To recall, the bestseller ad strategy is focused on getting new customers profitably at scale. This means we spend on average 96% of the ad spend on top funnel campaigns and 4% on retargeting and remarketing and middle funnel and bottom funnel campaigns. I will break down our structure in this order of importance: TOF, MOF, BOF, with the most focus being on TOF. Now, top of funnel, creative testing campaigns. It's an ABO campaign, broad audience, US or any other regions, plus any other country. Each ad set has 3 ads per ad set, continue. 15 new ads are being tested at an absolute minimum per week. The more we scale, the more ads we test per week. At least 5 ads are variations of winning ads. At least 5 ads are new ad angles or concepts. At least 1 ad is open to other, meaning a concept we come up with the brand. We never test an advantage shopping campaign, ASC. The reason for this is with ASC, Meta has the most control over the campaign, meaning they do all the targeting, etc. So we don't know exactly how they are running ads, and Meta doesn't share exactly how they do it. This defeats the purpose of testing because to test successfully, we need to control the process and variables to know exactly why certain ads work and why others don't. With this key information, the brand is able to apply what works to new creatives so that they have a higher chance of converting and avoid what doesn't work. Testing is something that never stops. In fact, it just increases as we scale because of 2 key reasons. 1, we always want new winning ads ready to be scaled if some of these scaling ads are fatigued. So above here is just our testing ad sets and just one of the testing campaigns we have for this brand. You can see all the new potential winning ads that are ready to scale at any moment, right? This for example, this ad set we spent $300, 6.551 ROAS, 2K return. And this one we spent $331, 4.95 ROAS, 1,600K return, 1,600 return, not 1,600K. And then number 2, we want all types of winning ads, meaning we want winning carousel ads, single image ads, video ads, GIF ads, etc. The reason why this is important is because Meta will go to different segments of the market with different types of ads. A certain segment buys from carousel ads, A certain segment buys from single image ads. A certain segment buys from GIF ads, etc., etc. By being able to tap into different segments and scale in them, we will technically never reach a ceiling. Now, below are ad sets in a testing campaign for different ad types, and you can see which ones are the potential winners and which ones aren't. For example, these are catalog and carousel ads we are testing. You can see by the name, right? Catalog. And here are some video ads we're testing and have tested. Video. Here are some image ads we have tested, labeled image. Here are some DP ads that we have tested. Right here, DPA. See, many fashion brands, especially those spending around 100K to 300K plus per month on ads, usually plateau and struggle to scale further because they aren't tapping into other segments of their market. They usually have one, maybe two types of winning ads running, and they try many things like diversifying their campaigns or testing more variations of their winning ads. But the problem is that Meta is just categorizing their ads as the same type of ad. So they're still capped out in that segment. For example, if single image flat lay ads are their winning ad type, making more variations of single image flat lay ads won't help them scale further because their ads are all categorized as single image flat lay. They need to test and find winning carousel ads, video ads, GIF ads, etc. to tap into other segments to scale further. Now, audience testing campaigns. It's an ABO, again, audience testing, no ASC. We use winning ads from testing and certified winners from the past, and these are switched ongoing. Now, one ad set per audience, right? And each audience can either be an interest, lookalike, or Proxima audiences, depending on which one we're testing. So, right? Proxima is from this company called Proxima.ai. It's just they just do like AI audiences and stuff. If a client uses Proxima, then we test them. The brand in this case study doesn't use it, so we don't have Proxima audience testing. There isn't an absolute minimum of audiences we test per week because creative testing is the most important, but we typically test 10 to 15 audiences per week at scale. From scaling fashion brands for over 4 years, we know which audiences work and don't work depending on the market, so it's mostly plug and play at this point. Now, scaling campaigns. Since we were pretty much starting from scratch on Meta for this brand, we only started scaling once we have multiple winning ads from creative testing. If a brand already has ads running, we just restructure current campaigns and build our campaigns at the same time. Scaling campaigns are divided between ABO and CBO campaigns. I'll cover ABO first and then CBO. Now, the ABO scaling campaigns are advanced shopping campaigns, no shop. Some go to shop, some are shop DPA, depends on the brand. And some are shop with 5 ad sets with Advantage Plus audience and continue. Now, shop is traffic goes to the Instagram shop instead of the website. As of this moment, it is only available in the US, right? It's Instagram shopping. Some of the campaigns go to Instagram shop, some go directly to the website, and I'll cover more on where we send traffic that converts the best later. ASC, Advantage Shopping Campaigns, is best used for scaling because at this point, we have our winning ads, and more importantly, we understand why they are winning ads, so it's safe to let Meta help us scale. The ASC DPA campaign depends on the brand. ABO, right, this one, the ASC DPA shop, it depends on the brand. We found that it works well for higher AOV brands like the one in this case study. If a brand's AOV is lower than $100, we found it doesn't work in many cases. Below is one of our DPA ads that's still scaling to this day, and it works because their AOV is on the higher end, right? This one we spent $63K and $626,000, the one you saw earlier. Now, let's talk about CBO scaling campaigns. We have one that goes to the shop, Instagram shop, with 5 ad sets on Advantage Plus audiences, but the rest is usually just a winning audience. The top 4 winning audiences with 5 ad sets each, and then it's the same thing on and on and on. Audience over 50 million means that the total audience size in the ad set must be over 50 million. The reason for this is so there's enough size for us to scale in. Otherwise, it will cap out quickly. The top 4 audiences can be a mix of interest, lookalike, and Proxima audiences. It doesn't strictly have to be only one type of audience in each ad set. We use these CBO scaling campaigns along ASC campaigns because we want to hedge against ASC. Again, ASC is where Meta has the most control. So if changes roll out and suddenly results tank for ASC, we are safe with our own CBO scaling campaigns because we have the most control over it. Just like the theme with the creative testing campaigns, we don't want to rely on ASC. We need to know exactly what is happening. Now, TUF audience exclusions. Audience exclusion is important because the algorithm's interest isn't fully aligned with our interest. Now, the algorithm tends to prioritize engagement and getting easy wins, which means they prioritize existing customers and existing audiences. This incentivizes the brand to spend more because from the brand's perspective, They just see high engagement and high ROAS on the surface without really knowing what's going on. And this is especially the case with brands who rely too much on ASC campaigns. They're spending a fortune on ads, but are plateauing for months because their ASC campaigns are just retargeting campaigns in disguise. And of course, Meta doesn't tell brands this because it's not in their best interest. They want brands to rely on ASC, which is why they push it hard. Adding exclusions forces the algorithm to prioritize new customers instead of existing customers and existing audiences, which is the purpose of the strategy. To add exclusions, we just go to business settings, advertising settings, audience segments to let Meta know what to categorize these audiences as. Then we exclude them in the campaigns. For example, for existing customers, these are the exclusions we have. $180 purchase is anyone who has purchased in the last 180 days. Exclude this is the entire customer list ever since the brand started. Exclude this V2 is their entire email list ever since the brand started. These lists are uploaded from Klaviyo, and to take it one step further, we have integrations where every new customer or email subscriber that comes in, regardless of where it came from, is automatically added to their respective audiences to be excluded. Both $180 purchases and exclude this, the entire customer list, it may overlap, and all email subscribers aren't all existing customers, but that's fine because the tighter the exclusion, the more we force the algorithm to get new customers. Same with the engaged audience exclusions in the image below, right here. You see, we also added email subscribers to the engaged audience exclusion because not all email subscribers are existing customers. And $180 web is anyone who visited the website in the past 180 days. Now let's talk about middle funnel. Now, it's an ABO campaign with 3 ad sets. The first ad set, website visitors in the past 180 days. Second ad set, Facebook engagers in the past 365 days. Ad set number 3, Instagram engagers past 365 days. One MOF campaign with these 3 ad sets is enough since they are the main retargeting audiences. The only exclusion we add to this campaign are people who purchase in the last 30, 60, 90 days, depending on the time it takes between the first and second order. And this is a case-by-case basis. For this brand, we exclude 60 days. Now, bottom of funnel. It's a simple ABO campaign that retargets people who added to cart but didn't buy. And here's a BOF campaign we have, right? So you see, retarget ads to people who interacted with your products on and off Facebook, or viewer added to cart but not purchased in the last 14 days. Now, the ads we use for this campaign are a mix of DPA and customer review ads. A side note, we also have a small budget ABO campaign called Win Back that focuses on repeat purchases because not all existing customers buy from remarketing channels like email and SMS. So we allocate a very small budget to help capture these sales to help maximize LTV. The ads are focused on showing restocks and new releases. Now, for the creative strategy, this section goes over the creative strategy we use that helps get the results in this case study. We cover what kind of creatives we avoid and why it doesn't work, and what kind of creatives we use and why it works for fashion. Again, to reiterate, most of the ad creatives are the brand's best sellers. One of the best sellers for this brand is the black dress. And right in the image below, you can see many of the winning ad creatives are the ones with the black dress in it. Obviously blurred it out, right? But maybe if you zoom in closer, you'll see black dots. Those are the black dresses. Now, creatives we avoid and why. Fashion shows and runways. These types of creatives may be good for branding and other types of marketing, but for ads specifically, these don't scale. It looks fancy and spectacular, but new audiences don't care because they can't relate to it. Also, they are extremely inefficient to make. It takes tireless amounts of planning, cash, and energy for only a few creatives to use out of it. And if it doesn't work, it can be extremely disappointing and a big waste of resources. The purpose of the bestseller ad strategy is to scale the quickest, most efficient, and profitable way possible. So these types of creatives are the complete opposite. Next, commercial or heavily edited creatives. Same reasoning as fashion and runway shows. Looks fancy and spectacular, but new audiences don't care about this because they can't relate to it. It costs a lot. It takes a lot of planning that may or may not work for ads. Therefore, it goes against the bestseller ad strategy. You might be thinking, if this doesn't work, why do all these big fashion brands do it? Well, they do it because this is the ad strategy that works for at their stage. And most fashion brands aren't at that stage. Curated UGC and UGC ads. Nowadays, many people preach about, oh, you need to do curated UGC ads. But from our extensive testing in fashion, we found these type of ads don't scale at all. They get results for some time, but they always fatigue faster compared to the other creatives we use that are less expensive and scale longer. For this brand, it was no different. Like, we've tested many UGC ads. Most of the UGC ads in these campaigns did get results, but they lasted a week or a bit over a week max. This means the brand has to invest into more UGC ads to continue to test and repeat this cycle. Since the bestseller ad strategy is focused on scaling in the quickest, most efficient, and profitable way possible, UGC ads are the complete opposite of this because it's inefficient. It doesn't make sense to pour big chunks of money into UGC ads when most of them barely last over a week, if it even converts at all. In this case, the brand wants us to test UGC ads in the beginning since they already invested in them, but after seeing the lackluster results from it, they stop. From what we see in the fashion market, people are responding less and less to created UGC ads because it's usually the same scripts and even the same creators. They are getting jaded and fatigued from this gimmick. We personally don't run any UGC ads at all across all our fashion clients, despite what everyone else says. Now, creatives we use and why it works. The kind of creatives that work in fashion are simple images and videos that clearly show the product. There is no over-the-top editing, no text anywhere, no explaining about what makes the brand different and its USPs. Here's an example of a winning image creative we have. It's shot in the studio with a white background. That's it. The creative clearly shows the product, nothing else. It doesn't even show the brand logo. It has been running for over a year and is still scaling without needing to change anything about the ad. That is efficient and profitable, exactly what we want. This may seem counterintuitive to most, but the reason why it works is because of how strangers buy the fashion market. The simple split decision a stranger makes once they see an ad is, do I want this product or not? If they do, they will click and a percentage of them will buy. If they don't, they will ignore and move on. Fashion advertising is black and white. People either want the product or they don't. There's no in between in this competitive market. And this goes back to why we advertise bestsellers the most, because we know people already want the product, which means higher, near guaranteed conversions. Let's look at it from a cost perspective. Simple image and videos like this are cost efficient to make for the brand. There's no big time delay, big planning involved, a big upfront cost like fashion shows and UGC. They just need a model or just a product if it's product shots only, solid color backdrop, usually gray or white is best, and clear shots of the product. Once we share with them what works, why it works, and how to shoot new creatives, they can efficiently get these creatives made and we can launch them ASAP. That's how we're able to test a lot of ads fast and consistently every week to keep finding new winners to scale. Next is the ad copy strategy. Ad copy are the words and the captions of the ad. Our ad copy is simply one sentence that conveys the brand message and what they offer. Nothing fancy, no emoji spam or long paragraphs. Ad copy doesn't make a significant difference in ROAS in fashion. Fashion is all about the creative. We only test ad copy once we have the ads that are scaling. For this brand, once we have found the winning ad copy, we just use the same ad copy in all ads. To this day, it hasn't changed because we focus our efforts on what makes a difference, creative testing. Now, landing page strategy. The landing page is where we direct new traffic to convert them to new customers. The top 3 highest converting landing pages we found are homepage, bestseller page, and a specific collection page. For this brand, all ads go straight to the homepage unless we are testing specific collections, as you can see here. Go straight to the homepage. Now, we have specific UTMs in the landing page link for tracking purposes, as you can see above, right? UTM, but the traffic is going to the homepage. This may seem counterintuitive to most because logically, it may make sense to send new traffic to the specific product page depending on the product shown in the ad, right? But from split testing this extensively and our experience in fashion, we found that the three pages mentioned earlier converts the highest. In summary, the bestseller ad strategy focuses on getting new customers, not remarketing or retargeting existing customers and existing audiences. On average, we spend 96% of the ad spend on top of funnel campaigns to get new customers, and 4% on remarketing and retargeting on the middle and bottom of funnel, middle MLF and BOF. The 2 main reasons are, 1, there are infinitely more strangers than existing customers, so that's where we scale. 2, new customer acquisition growth. If the ads are getting new customers profitably, meaning it covers all online variable costs like COGS, shipping, and ad spend, that profit can then be reinvested into ads to get more new customers profitably. So basically, new customers are now funding the ads to get new customers instead of the brand funding it out of pocket. That is how we're able to quickly scale while being profitable. Since it's called a bestseller ad strategy, the products we focus on ads are bestsellers because they already have existing demand in the market. As we are scaling the bestsellers profitably, the brand then reinvests profits to scale the ads with new customer acquisition growth, buy more bestseller stock with confidence because they know it's in demand and it will 100% move without collecting dust in the warehouse and tying up cash. And we keep on advertising bestsellers since there's always stock. Improve their bestsellers to increase the value, which further increases demand, and make similar products with proven elements by expanding on bestsellers and just focus on making bestseller creatives. By concentrating on bestsellers, the brand avoids overstocking and buys bigger quantities with confidence because they know the demand is there and it will sell fast. This way, on the ads, we can just keep scaling because we know the brand can meet the demand. On average, many of our clients, including this one in this case study, have 80% of their stock in bestsellers and sleep peacefully since they know it will sell. The traffic channel we focus on is Meta because it's the only one we manage for them and it's our specialty. Meta is the platform to scale and get new customers in fashion. Our campaign, ad set, and ad structure, creative testing campaign, right? ABO campaign, broad audience, each ad set, 3 ads, 15 new ad sets are being tested. 15 new ads are being tested an absolute minimum per week. The more we scale, the more ads we test per week. At least 5 ads are variations of winning ads. 5 ads are new ad angles or concepts. And at least 1 ad is open to other, meaning a concept would come up with the brand. We don't use any ASC for creative testing because to test, we have to control the process, not Meta. The 2 key reasons to always have creative testing running is 1, we always want new winning ads ready to be scaled if some of the ads are fatiguing. 2, we want all types of winning ads at scale because Meta will go to different segments of the market with different ads. As certain segment buys from carousel ads, as certain segment buys from single image ads, certain segment buys from GIF ads, etc. By being able to tap into different segments and scale them, we will technically never reach a ceiling or plateau. Audience testing campaigns, ABO audience testing. So each ad set, we just use winning ads, right, from the past or the ones we tested, and the ones we are scaling. And these are always switched ongoing. Each ad set is one audience, right, either interest, lookalike, or Proxima audience. Some of our clients, we use Proxima, so we test them if they use it. This brand doesn't use it, so we don't use it. There's no absolute minimum of audience we test per week because creative testing is an ongoing process, but we typically test, creative testing is the most important, but we typically test 10 to 15 audiences per week at scale. Scaling campaigns. Scaling campaigns are divided between ABO and CBO campaigns. ABO campaigns are usually ASC, right? Some go to the shop, some go to no shop, or for the Instagram shop, right? ASC is best used for scaling because at this point, we have our winning ads, and more importantly, we understand why they're winning ads, so it's safe to let Meta help us scale. All right, and ASC DPA campaigns depends on the brand. We found that it works well for higher AOV brands like the one in this case study. For lower AOV brands, typically on $100, it doesn't scale well. CBO scaling campaigns, right? Usually there's one shop with 5 ad sets on a Managed Plus, and usually the ad sets are winning audiences, top 4 winning audiences over 50 million with 5 ad sets. Audience over 50 million means that the total audience size in the ad set, where there's 3 or 4 audiences, must be over 50 million. The top 4 audiences can be a mix of interest, lookalike, proximate audiences. It doesn't strictly have to be only one type of audience in each ad set. The reason for this is so there's enough size for us to scale it. Otherwise, it will cap out quickly. And we use these CBO scaling campaigns alongside ASC campaigns because we want to hedge against ASC. Now, TOF audience exclusions, right? We add audience exclusions to TOF scaling campaigns because the purpose of scaling campaigns is to get new customers, not remarket or retarget existing customers. Exclusions forces the algorithm to prioritize new customers, not existing ones. So, for example, in existing customers, we exclude anyone who purchased in the last 180 days, the entire customer list since the brand started, the entire email list since the brand started. Same with engaged audiences below, all email subscribers, and anyone who has visited a website in the past 180 days. Middle of funnel, right? Very simple. One ad set is past 180-day website visitors. The other one is Facebook engagers past year. Third is Instagram engagers in the past year. The only exclusion we add to this campaign are people who purchased in the last 30, 60, 90 days, depending on the time it takes between the first and second order. This is a case-by-case basis. For this brand, we exclude 60 days. BOF, anyone simple ABO campaign that retargets people who add to cart but didn't buy. The ads here are a mix of DPA and customer review ads. We also have ABO campaigns called Winback that focus on repeat purchases. Not all existing customers buy from remarketing channels like email and SMS, so we allocate a very small budget to help capture these sales to maximize lifetime value. And the ads are focused on showing restocks and new releases. Creatives we avoid, right? Fashion shows and runway, commercially heavy edited creatives. The main reason we avoid these two, looks fancy and spectacular, but new audiences don't care about this because they can't relate to it. It costs a lot. It takes a lot of planning that may or may not work for ads. Therefore, it goes against the bestseller strategy. Creators usually see ads, right? They get results for some time, but they always fatigue faster compared to other creators we use that are less expensive and scale longer. The kind of creators that work in fashion are simple images and videos that clearly show the product. There is no over-the-top editing, no text anywhere, no explaining about what makes the brand different and its USPs. right? This is one of the winning creatives for this brand. Fashion advertising is black and white. People either want the product or they don't. There's no in between in this competitive market. Ad copy strategy, we only start testing this once we have winning creatives because ad copy doesn't make a significant difference in ROAS. Fashion is all about the image and the creative. For this brand, once we found the winning ad copy, we just use the same ad copy in all the ads. It hasn't changed to this day because we focus our efforts on what makes a difference, which is creative testing. The ad copy is simply one sentence that conveys the brand message and what they offer, nothing fancy or long paragraphs trying to sell it. Landing page strategy, the top 3 highest converting landing pages to be found are homepage, bestseller page, and a specific collection page. For this, all ads go straight to the homepage unless we're testing specific collections, right, for the landing page. This is how we made $4.4 million in ad sales from spending $463,000 in 1 year for this fashion brand with the bestseller ad strategy. I'll zoom in here so you can see the result again, right there. It's a strategy we use to scale over 15 fashion brands for over 4 years, and over 16 fashion founders like yourself have made video testimonials and reviews on the results with the bestseller ad strategy, again, as you can see below this video. Now, at this point, there are mainly 2 choices. You use this case study to help yourself and your team run and improve your ads, but that comes with challenges like trial and error and investing more of your time from your already busy schedule, etc. Or you work with us. We do this entire strategy for you, get your results on a silver platter without all the challenges of trying it yourself. If you want to work with us, book a call now by clicking the book a call button below this video. If you prefer WhatsApping us first, WhatsApp this number now. It's +1 917 981 0899. We are very straightforward, no bullshit. You're now familiar with our strategy and extensive track record, so you know it's proven. So the only purpose of the call or chat is for us to understand where your brand is at to see if we can 100% get the results you want and help you scale your fashion brand with the bestseller ad strategy. Around 80% of fashion brands we speak to are unqualified. So if we aren't a good fit for you, we will still give you actionable steps on how you can grow your brand so you won't leave the call empty-handed. If you are a good fit, we'll make a custom action plan on how we'll apply the bestseller ad strategy to your specific situation to get you the results you want and help you scale, and lay out all the other details of how we work, communicate, terms, fees, etc. Then, if everything's good to go, we'll get the party started. So again, if you're interested in working with us to scale your fashion brand in the most efficient and profitable way possible, book a time with us now by clicking the link, clicking the book a call button below this video. Or if you prefer WhatsApping us first, WhatsApp this number, +1 917 981 0899. Here's some FAQs. How big is your team? Well, we are a team of 5. You work with us directly, the people who are actually running your ads. This is so you have direct access to the source of information. Our team is all internal. No one is an outsourced VA, virtual assistant, or subcontractor. There are no account managers or random people assigned to you who don't know what's going on. Where are you based? US and EU. How fast can you guys start? Our onboarding is automated and takes less than 30 minutes. After a quick onboarding call, ads are live the same day, latest the next day. It doesn't take a couple weeks or a month to get started. Anyone who says that means they don't know what they're doing. How many brands do you guys work with right now? Over 15 right now. How long have you guys been doing this? Over 4 years. Is everything run under your account or ours? Well, everything is ran under your own ad account because it's your brand and assets. Now, again, if you want to work with us to scale your fashion brand with the bestseller ad strategy and get similar results like this, book a call now with us by clicking the book your call button below this video, or WhatsApp us now at +1 917 981 0899. I look forward to speaking to you then.